discuss what the difference between AngularJS and Angular. Okay, so that's the main concept here. Already I told you Angular. So if you take version 1.0, this version we are calling as AngularJS. So AngularJS, what is AngularJS? Framework of JavaScript. AngularJS is nothing but framework of JavaScript. So now here around in 2010, initially it is implemented by Misko Havery and Adam Abrams. Okay, employees of Google Corporation, they implemented this. Later they continue with the next subsequent versions like 1.1, 1.2, 1.3 up to 1.5. Okay, these versions are available. So they're providing many packages. These packages they created by using JavaScript. Yes. So this is the history about AngularJS. Already explained this concept here, but from version 2.0 onwards. Okay. So actually this 2.0 is released in 2016. Is it clear? So in this 2016 they released the next version, that is 2.0. From this 2.0 onwards, so they decided to change the other technology to create the packages. Okay. So in 1.0 they used JavaScript to create the packages. But here from 2.0 onward, they plan to use another technology to create the packages. So in this point of view, they found another technology here, that is TypeScript, which is implemented by Microsoft Corporation. So they used this TypeScript to develop the packages of 2.0. So that's why here from simply we are calling as Angular, but not AngularJS, because no JavaScript implementation is there in this 2.0. And here this 2.0 is nothing but framework of TypeScript. Yes. So here I told you in last session, TypeScript is also so same like JavaScript only. Okay, but it is superset of JavaScript, and it is providing more features, and it supports object-oriented programming. And next one here, data types. Like there's some points we already discussed here. So main advantage of TypeScript is simple coding. That's why from version 2 onwards, if you take the next all version 3.x or 3.44 and 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, all these versions, they use it TypeScript to develop the packages, and we are calling it as Angular, not AngularJS. Is it clear? Now here, see, for the additional feature they provided with this Angular. So if you take this AngularJS, what are the features are available in AngularJS? All these features are also available in Angular. But additionally, more features are there. So what are these features we have to discuss now? Okay. Now here just features of Angular. That's the topic today which we are discussing here. Okay. Fine. Now first one, Angular supports object-oriented programming. Yes. So are you getting my voice? Yes or no? Is it clear my voice? Is it okay my voice? Are you getting me? 1 second. Yes, everyone is getting my voice, right?
Yes, sir.
Because someone messaged me, I'm unable to hear like that. Okay, fine. So now here, so first point, so Angular is implemented based on TypeScript. Okay, so in Angular they provided many packages, predefined packages to work with client-side coding. So that's why, so our coding, in coding point of view, our work is very less because everything ready-made available in Angular. Just we are using these packages. At the time of using these packages, we are taking the support of TypeScript only. Okay, so framework means framework functionalities we are accessing with the help of core technology. For example, Java, if you take, or Java, Spring is one framework. So Spring functionalities, if you want to use, then compulsory through Java coding only we are accessing those framework functionalities. Like that, Python is there. Design is the framework of Python. So now you want to get the features of Django, then compulsory we are accessing through Python coding only. But here the difference is, if you are using original coding, then you have to write, means main technology, core technology you have to write each and everything. In frameworks, everything is predefined. Built components are available. Simply we can use those components. Those component edges are coding. Yes or no? So like that here, TypeScript, if you take, TypeScript is fully object-oriented programming. That's why Angular supports object-oriented programming here. So we can use classes and we can use interfaces, and abstraction concept is there. So access modifiers, like that, all object-oriented programming concepts we can use. But when you are going to the AngularJS, that AngularJS, we don't use object-oriented programming concept. That's the first point. And when you are coming to the next point here, so now here, just if you take Angular, yes. So when you are coming to this Angular, so Angular supports component programming. Yes. So AngularJS is okay. AngularJS is modular programming. So here, what is component programming and what is modular programming? We will discuss now. So here, objects we are creating. Yes, if you take AngularJS or Angular or any other technology, we are creating objects. So in some technologies, those objects we are creating with the help of class. Some technologies we are creating with the help of functions. So when you are coming to the AngularJS, so in AngularJS, we are creating class objects. And sorry, in Angular we are creating class objects. In AngularJS we are creating function objects. Okay, because AngularJS class declaration, we don't have any class declaration. That's a function objects we are creating. But in Angular, class objects we are creating. So class objects performance is faster than functional objects. So here class objects we are calling as component programming, and functional objects we are calling as modular programming. So component programming is faster than modular programming. That is one more point you should remember. Understanding? So here, when you are coming to this first point, Angular supports object-oriented programming, but not AngularJS. And Angular programming is component programming. AngularJS is modular programming. So in component programming, we are taking the support of classes. In modular programming, we are using functions. So that's why component programming is very faster than modular program. That's the next point. Okay. Next one here, Angular script is not visible on browser page source. That is the main point here. So AngularJS, if you observe, AngularJS script is visible on browser page source. But when you are coming to the Angular script is not visible on browser page source. Means, so what are the logics we are writing in this Angular? Those logics are not visible by browser. Is it clear? So now here one program I will show you, then you will get more clarity. In this program, just here, 1 second, I am taking the support of angular.js file. Okay. So here, angular.js file, that support I am taking now. Let me check in which location that file is available. On this one. So here we used that file long back, but in this here we have this file. Okay, fine. So a simple program I'm creating in AngularJS. So just open edit plus. I'm not explaining any concepts with AngularJS. All concepts we are discussing with Angular only. We are not discussing any concepts with AngularJS. But here, to show you the differences between AngularJS and Angular, I'm creating one program here. So AngularJS functionalities are available in this file, angular.js file. Now here, some code I'm writing here, just something I've given here. Just you can take this heading tag there. I'm printing this X here and close that. Simple program we created. Save this. Just test.html argument type. A simple program I have taken, and I have written a small script in this program here. Okay. So in this script, just I am declaring one variable x is equal to 1, 2, 3. Now here, if you observe this program, you're getting the output 1, 2, 3. User right click and select view page source. Actually in browser, then user can see the output of this code like this. So which code I given there, enter that code is displaying in this location. Means AngularJS code is visible by user. But when we are coming to the Angular, that Angular code is not visible by user. Is it clear? User cannot see the code of Angular. So same concept I will show you with programming when we start the Angular. Okay, so that is very big advantage for us. So if you compare with this AngularJS and Angular, okay, so like that here. One more point. Next one here, if you come to this Angular JS and Angular, the main difference is Angular JS is good for data binding, but it is not supportive to work with the mobile applications. Is it clear? See, for example, this is a client side. If you take JavaScript or if you take Angular JS, all these things are all these technologies comes under client side scripts only. These client side scripts we are using to execute some logics in web platform as well as mobile platform. In web platform, to display the contents, we are using browsers. In mobile platform, to display the contents, we are using mobile screens. We can call them as activities like that. So here in browser, we are taking the HTML controls, okay, and other controls. By using JavaScript, we can apply the dynamic functionalities on the HTML controls. So in the same way, if you come to the Android, so by using Android software, we are displaying the controls on the mobile screens. There also we are using JavaScript to apply dynamic functionalities on the mobile controls. Understand this point? So here, when you are coming to the mobile technologies, to design the screens, mobile screens, we are using Android. If it is Android phone, if it is iPhone, we are using iOS. So why we are using this Android and iOS software to create the screens, mobile screens, by placing the controls like that. But there also for client-side coding, we are using JavaScript only. Is it clear? So when you are coming to the AngularJS, AngularJS is not supported to work with the mobile controls. Is it clear? So because AngularJS functionalities are available in separate file, external file, so we have to call that external file. In this pointer, some conflict is coming. That's why at the time of development of mobile applications, so AngularJS code is not supported. That's why still programmers work with this JavaScript only. But Angular is especially built for mobile framework. Okay, so it is supporting the mobile frameworks like Android as well as iOS. Means Angular functionalities are flexible to handle the Android controls as well as iOS controls here. So that is very big advantage for us. Okay, so Angular is built, especially built to work with mobile applications, but AngularJS is not supporting mobile applications. Means in Android applications as well as iOS applications, for client-side functionalities, means to handle the controls of mobile. So client-side functionality we are using here. In this point of view, JavaScript, they use it to work, initially JavaScript, but when AngularJS is entered, so it is not supported to work with this mobile controls. Only for web controls it is supported to handle the browsers, but not mobile screens. Is it clear? So that's why here in Angular, they mainly concentrated to work with the mobile concepts here, mobile screens, and handle the mobile controls. So that's why Angular is fully compatible with any type of mobile softwares. So that is one more advantage we have in this Angular. This is the main point. Yes. Now here we discuss some points. Yeah. In these points, you have any doubts, you can ask me first of all. First, I told you supports object-oriented programming concepts, and it is component programming, and it is not visible on the browser's page source. Okay, if user click on the source of browser, code is not available. So next one here, it supports all mobile technologies. So first of all, these points are clear. Yeah. Any queries you have, you can ask me. in these points. No
Hello,
doubts.
sir.
Yeah, tell me who is this?
This is Dushman, sir.
Usman, tell me, you are able to see my screen or not?
Yeah, I am able to see actually, but whenever I just log in, that time your voice is not audible. That's why I just in the chat window I just message that it's not audible.
Maybe she is there from your side, because for everyone it is audible.
Mhm. Then I disconnect and I reconnect again. So again it's audible
Okay.
actually. Okay.
Yeah.
So
Tell me,
my
Usman, what is
question
your
is
point?
the second point actually. The component programming and the modular programming actually. Still it's not clear. Means where it is component programming and it's modular programming.
In Angular, component programming is there. In AngularJS, modular programming is there. First of all, what
Yeah.
is component programming and what is
Correct.
modular programming? Just overview
Yes.
I will tell you. Yes. So here, for example, one concept is there, user concept. For this user concept, you are creating many functionalities. Okay. So for login, one functionality you are creating. For registration, yes, functions you are creating. Like that, you are creating many functions. So here we are creating the form of objects. Okay, these functions we are creating as objects. What is object? Object is nothing but collection of some properties and functions. Yes or no? Yes. So
Yes,
now
sir.
here thing is so AngularJS is JavaScript based. Yes. So
Yes.
AngularJS introduced in 2010. So that time JavaScript class support is not there. Remember this point. That time JavaScript class support is not there. But current version of JavaScript class support is there. So in JavaScript
Okay.
2016 version means JavaScript 6, they introduced a class. But the
Mm.
old versions, when the AngularJS was introduced that time, JavaScript class support is not there. That's why here inside the functions we are creating other functionalities for login like that. Okay, so like that. So these are other functionalities here we are creating. Actually, here this is one object. Yes, it's nothing but one object. But this is functional object. We are calling it as functional object. Understanding? This point is clear? Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah. So now here, when you are coming to this Angular based on TypeScript from beginning
Yes.
onwards is supports class structure. So that's why we are creating object like this class. Inside this class here, just like that user OBJ like that I have taken here. So inside this class here, you can place the functions like here. This is one function for login. Okay, and this is another function for registration. Like that, we are creating the functions inside the class here. So here, this is one object. This is also one object. So this object we created through function. So this object we created through class. Inside every object we have other functionalities. That is based on the requirement we are creating. Is it clear? But this object
Yes.
is created class or with function. This object is created
Function.
with class or function. And this
Function.
object is created with class. This is called as modular programming, and this is called as component programming. Is it clear? So component programming is class programming is very faster than modular programming. That is the point which I told you. Yes, you got
Okay.
clarity this one?
Okay. Yeah. Yes. Yes.
Venu. So client means that question you asked me, client means who is accessing your application. That person we are calling as client means user. Don't think client means who is paying money to the company for project development. Actually, person also we are calling as client, but in our teaching point of client means who is using your application, end user. End user we are calling as client. Okay. Yes. So
Okay.
any
Okay, sir.
other queries you have? Any other persons have any queries? Okay, fine. These points are clear now. Yes. Next we will discuss the remaining
The
points.
third point I had a doubt, sir.
What is the third point?
Um,
చెప్పండి ఎవరు
Sindhu, sir. My name is Sindhu, sir.
సింధు చెప్పండి వాట్ ఈస్ యువర్ డౌట్
Third point, sir, is not AngularScript is not visible on browser.
Yeah, practically I showed you that point also. So I have created this is AngularJS program, right? So
Yeah.
this is AngularJS program. So Have you logged in right just now or from beginning onwards?
Sir, beginning onwards, sir.
Yeah, that time I told you na. So this is AngularJS program. So that program I created like this. I have written some code.
Okay,
Is it
sir.
clear? Yeah, this code. Don't try to understand this code.
Program is
We have,
AngularJS.
yeah. What is that?
Sir, this program is AngularJS program.
This is AngularJS program. I'm calling Angular.js file. Na.
Okay,
As by
okay, sir.
using that, I declared one variable. That variable I'm printing on heading tag. At the same time, that variable I want to also display on text box here. You can see. Yes, now here, just I'm using like this. Okay, now save this. And if I refresh, you can see we are getting this output. So this is end user, means the user is accessing our application in user browser. He can see this output. If user right click and select view page source, so actually in this browser, all client scripts are downloading. Is it clear? HTML, CSS, JavaScript, and even Angular also, AngularJS also, it is downloaded like this. Means user can see our code easily. If it is AngularJS, but
Yes.
Angular, if you take here, Angular code is not visible because you can ask me, sir, why it is not visible to end user? Because finally it is converting into one object. So all the controls, all the logics, everything converting into one object. That object only sending to browser for display purpose and for functionality purpose. So that's why if user right click on this browser and select view page source, so here no code is visible here. Simple object declaration is available. That's all. So that's why like that we can secure our logics from end user if it is Angular. But if it is AngularJS, we cannot secure the logics from end user. Understanding this? Yes. It's like that Angular is especially built for mobile frameworks. It is very helpful for us to work with the mobile applications. Okay. And next one here, AngularJS, if we take here, AngularJS functionalities are available in a file. What is that? Angular.js file. But when you are coming to the Angular functionalities are available in npm repository or any Facebook repository, like that. From this repositories or GitHub also or Git repository. From these repositories, we are downloading the packages of Angular. So here, no need to call any explicit JS file. Directly, we are installing the required packages in our project. So these packages are available in npm or Facebook repository or GitHub repository. So what is this repositories? I will discuss later. Okay, so just remember this point. So if you observe this program, yes, where is our previous program? I will show you that one. In this program, I am calling Angular.js. For example, if I don't call this one, remove this. Then if I refresh, we don't see any output. That variable output is not visible here because all these expressions, everything available in this file, Angular.js file. So, but when you are coming to this Angular, okay, AngularJS functionalities are available in this file. When we are coming with this Angular, so those Angular functionalities we are directly downloaded from the external repositories. Different types of external repositories are available like npm, Facebook repositories, there, GitHub repositories, they like that. From different repositories we are downloading. Is it clear? Next one here, Angular supports material design concepts. Okay, so actual material design means some advanced controls we can display on the browser. Okay, advanced controls. For example, here, see, I'm going to open Gmail website. Okay, so here in the Gmail already it is logged in. Just let me log out once. Yeah, in this Gmail, okay, if you observe here, just if I click on, yeah, this text box, you can see enter your password, like that it displays, right? If I click on this one, then what is happening here? The text is moving up. That is nothing but material design control in Angular. Okay, material design text box. So this text box is giving this type of means functionality here. Okay, This type of look is available. So I'm going to open my website. In my website also I use it, that one. So that is nothing but here. Yes. So this is the website which I developed. In this website, if you observe here, yeah, name, subject, like that. If I click on name, yes, it is moving up. Subject, like that here. These are all material design text boxes. Like that here, when you are coming to the Angular, in Angular, many advanced material design controls are available, like material design text box, material design button, material design radio button. Like that, many controls are available. These are very helpful to develop the rich look and feel web applications. That is one more advantage which we have in this Angular compared with Angular JS. Is it clear? That point is clear? Yes. Next one here, if you take Angular, this Angular supports dependency injection concept. Okay. So what is this dependency injection? That is the main point here. So we can inject one component into another component. Already I told you, Angular programming is component programming. Yes, means we are creating a component. These components we are creating with the help of classes. Is it clear? Now two different components are there. I mean two classes are there. Okay. Now one class I want to inject into another class for reusability. That type of support is there in this Angular. But in Angular JS, the dependency injection is very complex procedure. So that's why you can directly say AngularJS is not that much supportive, and it is not supporting also, you can directly say dependency injection. But when you are coming to the Angular, the dependency injection concept is there. For reusability, we can inject a component into another component. That is the main advantage of this Angular. Yes. So like that here, if you observe this one, so AngularJS is not supporting object-oriented programming concepts. And here Angular support those concepts. AngularJS is component programming or modular programming. Tell me now. Already told you that point. AngularJS is, yes, that is component programming. So you can speak by unmute yourself. Okay, no problem. So AngularJS is component or modular component?
Angular
It
is
is modular.
component, Angular is modular.
Yeah, modular. So modules we are creating with the help of functions. Components we are creating with the help of classes. So component programming is very faster than modular programming. And
Modular
Angular
program.
script, yes, Angular script is not visible on browser view page source, and it is that much supportive for mobile applications. Okay, like that, these are all, yeah,
Uh, uh,
advantages which we have in this Angular. Tell me now. Someone is speaking.
yeah, actually, fourth point, Angular is for good for mobile application. What about the web application actually?
No, no,
Web
no.
application.
What I'm telling you is, so AngularJS is only for website, okay, to display the contents on website and for data binding in web applications. Understanding? But when you are coming to the mobile, AngularJS is not supported. For example, your Android program. Yes, your Android program. You are creating one app, Android app. In this app, by using Android, you are creating the screens. We can call them as activities. So in this Android, some controls are available. Android text box, Android button, like that. These controls you are placing in this mobile phone. So in that text box, you want to apply functionalities. So client-side functionalities. So in this point of view, compulsory JavaScript is required. JavaScript and next level of JavaScript is required. So here, when you are coming to the AngularJS unable to handle the components of mobile. Understanding? Only web components it is handling, browser components, but mobile components it is not handling. So, but when you are coming to the Angular supports both web as well as mobile components.
Okay, okay, okay.
Okay, fine. Yes, like that here, all the features, okay, we have in this Angular, those are available in Angular. And one more very big advantage here. So advanced routing concept is there. Routing concept means what is the meaning of that? Single page application concept. Yeah. So here already I told you what is single page application. So here, yeah, tell me, someone is speaking out. Any doubt? Okay, fine. So here, single page means without reloading the current browser, we can navigate from one component to another component, means one page to another page. Is it clear? So that is the single page application. So I did not explain any programming in this point of view. I will explain programs, everything. Only for single page application concept, we are spending 1 week days, 7 days we are spending for the single page application. So when you are coming to the AngularJS, very simple single page application concept is there, not advanced like role based routing. Okay, for example, role based routing means what is that? If administrator is there, for administrator I want to provide all components accessibility. User is there, I mean super administrator is there, administrator is there, like the different types of users are there. So based on the users I want to provide, yes, that accessibility. So that is very flexible in this Angular. Okay, so navigation part, navigation means what the meaning of navigation? So moving from one page to another page. For example, in our website, home page is there, about us is there, contact us is there, like the different types of pages we have. So initially we are displaying the home page. When user click on the contact us, you're navigating to, I mean, if you click on the contact us, you're navigating to contact us page. If you click on the about us, you're navigating to about us page. That is the concept of navigation, means changing from current page to another page. So when you are coming to the AngularJS and Angular, these navigations we are doing with the help of routing concept. On routing, a router object is available. How to use this router object, everything I will tell you. So using this router object, we can perform the navigations. But compare with traditional navigation, so this routing navigation is very simple, and we are calling it a single page application also. Means here every time, no need to reload the browser. For example, in websites, if you click on about us, contact us, like that, any navigations, what is happening? Browser is reloading. But while work with AngularJS and Angular applications, if you click on about us, contact us, and other options, without reloading the browser, the content is updating in browser. So it increases the performance of application. So that is possible with this routing concept. Fine. In AngularJS and Angular, both technologies contain this routing concept here. It is very good for us. But when you are coming to the Angular, so in Angular, some advanced routing concepts are available. Advanced routing means role-based routing. For example, so for normal user, only some pages I want to provide accessibility, and for authenticated users, few more pages, and next one administrator, all pages accessibility. Like that, based on the roles, I want to restrict the accessibility. So that type of authentication routing is there, and many advanced routing concepts are available. Very simple routing and a very advanced routing is there in this Angular. Like that, these are all main advantages we have in this Angular compared with AngularJS. Is it clear? Now tell me, what is AngularJS?
Hello?
Yeah, tell me, what is AngularJS?
It is a framework of JavaScript.
If anybody asks you that question in AngularJS, what is AngularJS? You should say framework of JavaScript.
JavaScript.
What is Angular?
Framework of
Framework of
Framework of TypeScript. Yes. So here, from which version onwards you are calling it as Angular?
Angular
2.0.
2.0. Yeah. Answer this question. Who implemented this Angular? AngularJS and Angular.
AngularJS implemented by Google.
Not Google. Google don't implement anything first of all. Some persons in Google. Na, I told you those persons' names, na? Yes.
Misco
You're,
Hevery
you're
and
speaking good. Yes.
Adam Abram.
Yes, that's good. Misco Hevery and Adam Abrams, they implemented. That's good.
Abram.
Those are the employees of Google. And not only AngularJS, next versions also. Discovery continue with the support of other team members. Got it? Yes. And here in AngularJS, packages are available. Many packages, as well as in Angular also many packages are available. In AngularJS packages, they developed by using JavaScript. In Angular packages, they developed by using TypeScript. And this course is Angular course. We are discussing all these versions up to 8. Okay, so that's why to learn this course, we should have idea on this TypeScript. So that's why first of all, we will start with TypeScript concept. Then only we'll discuss the framework structure and programming with this framework. Is it clear? So these points clear. So if anybody asking questions, then only you mute yourself, unmute yourself. Otherwise, please mute yourself.
Hello,
Yes.
sir. So
So
quick
this,
question.
yeah, tell me.
So the roles concept, the roles, I mean, the roles concept is not available in AngularJS.
Yeah, role-based authentication means here God's concept is there. Authentication God's one concept is there. Okay, that authentication God concept is not available in JS. Yes, you want to do that manually, have to do, but by default functionalities are not available. But when you are coming to the Angular, then router God's concept, direct concept is available, so we can use that one to achieve the task. Is it clear? So here manual program means it takes much time and much programming is required. So that is problem in this Angular JSON routing concept. But when we are coming to the Angular, very simple. Okay, can activate. So one property is available. So simply we can apply that can activate, and you have to specify the roles which you want to allow. Got it?
Yep.
With this?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, clear? Okay. So all of you clear with these concepts? Any other persons? Yes? Okay, any doubts you have? No doubts. Now we are starting our programming. Just I explained you these demos here. In these demos, what is AngularJS, what is Angular, these things we discussed here. Now from now onwards, we are starting programming. So before that, we have to discuss TypeScript concepts. Okay. Once you got clarity in this TypeScript, then only we will start the Angular framework. Okay, that framework structure. In that structure, so what are the files are available, and what are the packages are available? I told you. So Angular is providing many packages. Core is there, common is there. Okay, like that compiler, platform browser. Okay, like that animations, like the different types of packages are available. So all these packages we are downloading from npm repository. What is npm repository? Everything we'll discuss. Yes. So if you take AngularJS, then directly can use angular.js file. In that angular.js file only all functionalities are available. But when we are coming to the Angular, so based on the requirement, that package we are downloading, that's all. Okay, so for example, you are working with animations, then you can download this animations package. If you are working with data binding, then forms package is there, we have to download that one. Like that, based on the requirement, that packages we are downloading. So in this Angular framework discussion time, I will explain you. So these all types of packages here. After that, in that framework, what the files we have. So once that discussion is complete, then only we start the programming. But before that, we should have idea on this TypeScript. That's why I'm starting TypeScript in this programming. Yes, clear? So first we should know TypeScript. After that TypeScript, we should know JSON formats also. Then only we are discussing Angular concepts. We are starting Angular concepts. So this is very important nowadays. So I think you people have idea on this JSON. Some people, not everyone. So why we are using JSON? Anyone?
No idea.
Okay. So actually here, to transfer the data from one application to another application, in this point we are taking the support of JSON. For example, if you take one website, makemytrip.com. Yes, makemytrip.com. This website is getting the data of different flights, like here Jet Airways and here Indian Airways, like that. Now here makemytrip.com database and Jet Airways database and Indian Airways database, all these databases are different databases. They are using different heterogeneous databases. So at the time of sharing the data, they are converting into JSON format. So JSON is very user friendly and readable database. That's why they are converting into JSON format, not database. This format, very readable format. So that JSON they are receiving to display in their website. For example, here this website, Jet Airways website, is maintaining Oracle database. That Oracle table, if they send directly to another website, which is following different database like MySQL, they cannot display that data. So that's why they're converting into JSON format. Through that JSON format, they're receiving the data and again reconverting into MySQL database. Like that, to share the data with heterogeneous databases, we are using JSON. So when you are coming to the Angular application, so for example, registration page is there. The registration page, user will enter the values, text box values. Those values we are sending to server side script. Okay, like JSP or ASP or Node.js, this service calls we are calling. I will explain you how to call this API services, everything. At that time, we are taking the support of JSON. Enter data between browser and server, we are transmitting the help of JSON. In old days, we used it to work with XML. In old days, we used it to work with XML, but nowadays we are using JSON to transfer the data. So that's why I will also explain JSON. That time I will explain what is the difference between XML and JSON. After that only I will start the Angular concepts. So that's why from tomorrow session onwards, we are starting TypeScript concepts here. Yes. So just I will explain what is TypeScript and what the functionalities we have TypeScript. Then we will discuss the remaining concepts. Is it clear? Yes. The second point is, yeah. So is it possible to come by 7 o'clock? Not possible
That
for
works for
everyone.
me, sir.
Possible or not?
Possible, possible.
So
Possible.
if it is
Possible.
possible,
Yeah,
then
okay.
yeah. So exactly I will start from tomorrow onwards 7:05. Okay, 7:05 to 8:30 or 8:25. Yes, that is our session time from tomorrow onwards. Is it clear?
Is the same
Okay,
link
sir.
or same will be changed?
It's
So
the
tomorrow
same
is the
link
same.
they will maintain. Tomorrow
Okay.
also, I think they maintain same link,
Mm-hmm.
but it will change maybe after 1 or 2 days. I don't know. That is depends on the
Actually,
management
today
as
it's
well.
not worked for me, so I asked
Yeah,
them this.
it's not working actually.
Yeah.
Today,
That-
initial 10 minutes, it's not working. Then we have to follow up with them. Then they again send
Yeah,
actually. But if they know that it is going to expiry, then at least they should send in mail before that.
One thing can I tell you? I got the new link by 7:16.
mm-hmm. Okay.
Yes, I got new link by 7:16. Actually, I was trying for old link. 3 times I attempted that one, but I failed. Then I called to the
Yeah,
management and informed them. Then they send me the
Mm.
new link. Okay,
Hello.
maybe that old
Okay.
link expired because actually it will take 15 days time. It will maintain, but this link expires soon. Maybe tomorrow same link. I think they won't change the link.
yeah,
Okay.
please let
Once
me know,
again
let us
every
know if
payment
the
is,
link
yeah.
changes.
Once the payments are completed, then again they will change the link. That is sure. They
Oh,
will give
yeah.
you one permanent link for those who paid the money. That is after 1 or 2 days. I am not sure about that. You can speak regarding this with management people. They will tell you each and everything. Okay.
Okay.
Anyhow,
Okay.
I will inform to the management people tomorrow. Start this link by 7:05. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So you can come by 7:05. We will start the session. Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Swamy,
Thank you. Yeah. Tell me
hello.
who is this? Yeah.
Swamy, this is Venu.
When you tell me.
Yeah, actually, I'm the new for this front-end development.
Hmm.
Actually, before going to AngularJS, what are the
Not
prerequisites?
AngularJS. We are not discussing AngularJS. We are discussing Angular. This
No, no.
course is Angular.
Okay. Yeah, before going to
AngularJS
Angular,
means
what are the we need to require the prerequisites?
TypeScript.
TypeScript before that?
Yeah, not
No
before
need
that.
of
Before that,
JavaScript.
if before no. So to learn this AngularJS, we are using JavaScript there. To work with Angular, we are using TypeScript. Is it clear? And the 1.0 is the AngularJS framework. 2.0 onwards, it is Angular. Understanding? That's why here we should know complete TypeScript. Due to that reason only, tomorrow onwards I'm starting TypeScript concepts. Understanding?
Yeah, fine understanding, but as actually I'm planning to Angular and React. What is the difference for the Angular and React?
So
I mean,
actually here,
AngularJS and React.js.
yeah, Angular, you can ask me Angular also, that is not issue here. So in Angular, two-way data binding is there. one-way data binding is there. In React, only one-way data binding is there. First of all, what is the data binding? That concept we should know. Yes or no? And then only can
No.
understand what is one-way data binding and what is two-way data binding. Yes or no?
No, I don't
Yes.
know.
You don't know. That's why right now, if I explain the differences between these two, you cannot get clarity. Once the topics in this Angular is covered, now, then what are the differences between this Angular and once the topics are Angular covered, then if I explain the differences, you can easily understand. Is it clear?
Yeah, fine for that. Is actually is my request. I mean, knowing about Angular, we need to learn HTML, CSS, and JavaScript is required. These
I
three.
told you TypeScript is required.
Only TypeScript.
Yes. Yes. If you are learning AngularJS, then JavaScript is required. Yes.
JavaScript is required.
For AngularJS.
Okay.
For Angular, TypeScript is required. Got it?
Yeah, got
Because
it.
it is
Hello?
it
I
is
mean, this
framework
is for
of
Angular
TypeScript.
JS.
This is not AngularJS batch. This is Angular batch. We are discussing from 2 to 8 versions. AngularJS means that is old version, which is closed around 6 years back. That is 1.0. So right now we don't have any openings with this old version 1.0 means JavaScript based version. So openings are there with this Angular version TypeScript based. Understanding this point?
Yeah, understanding.
Yeah. Another person is asking something. Who is that?
Krishna here.
Krishna, tell me.
Yeah, actually, understood. AngularJS like JavaScript and Angular is TypeScript, but I'm thinking even for TypeScript also it is like almost like same, right? If I know JavaScript, the learning
Very
TypeScript is easy.
See, Krishna, I'm telling you one point. If you know JavaScript, no, then TypeScript, Angular, JS, Angular, React JS, MongoDB, Node.js, all these technologies are very simple. jQuery, all these technologies are very simple. Is it clear?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you know JavaScript, all these are very simple to you. Yes. But if you don't, say just like if you know C language, then C++ Java becomes very simple. Yes or no?
Yes.
Even if you don't know C language, we can learn Java technology. Yes or no?
Yes.
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 Yeah. That is the same. That is your option. Want to learn JavaScript, you can learn JavaScript, or you can directly attend from TypeScript here, because TypeScript also similar to JavaScript.
But actually, when I'm doing eventually TypeScript also converts to JavaScript only, .js file only.
Yeah,
and
finally
.js file
compiler. Yeah, finally
compiler.
TSC
Again,
compiler is there na. The TSC compiler I will discuss in next class. Finally convert to JavaScript only, because browser cannot understand TypeScript code. Browser can understand JavaScript code only. TypeScript is for programmer convenient. Understanding?
Exactly.
So for simple programming. Yes. For that purpose, we are using TypeScript.
Yes.
Yes.
But eventually, for the programming, for the end goal, we are JavaScript only. It's going to the web page again, the displaying purpose.
Yeah.
Only we are writing in the TypeScript.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
So what I was thinking was like JavaScript is like function programming and TypeScript is a class programming. As it comes class, right? As class has hooks concept, dependency injection, lot of advantages there. So that is the main advantage. There is a simple. I'm thinking like this. Whenever class is there.
So tomorrow I will show you one example. That example I will create. I will show with TypeScript as well as JavaScript. Then you will get 100% clarity how much difference is there between JavaScript programming and TypeScript programming.
Okay. So in JavaScript, for example, if I want to write one sensitive logic, I cannot write because people can see on the browser. So I can write sensitive code in the TypeScript because people cannot see on the browser.
Right? We should not say like that. We should not say like that. So sensitive code, if you take AngularJS and Angular, you should say. Yeah, you should not
No,
compare
sir.
with JavaScript and TypeScript in this point of. You should compare with
Hello, sir.
AngularJS and Angular. That is the main point.
Hello, sir.
Okay,
AngularJS
okay.
code. Wait, Neha, 1 second. AngularJS code is visible on browser. Angular code is not visible on browser. Tell me,
Hello, sir.
Neha. Yeah.
Hello.
What is
Tell
the
me.
best internet site to learn TypeScript and JavaScript and oops?
Already I
TypeScript.
told you, Neha, this is the same point yesterday. So here websites will not give you programming concepts. Is it clear? So websites give some information, that's all. So programming point of view, lengthy programming, everything we are discussing here. So if you follow our classes, that is enough. No need to go for any, okay, so material or any websites. Is it clear?
Sir, what is the server address for this notes?
So I'm uploading now. You're downloading from morning batch now every day, like that only. Is it
Hello.
No,
clear?
sir.
Yes. Yeah. Next.
Hello.
Tell me.
Hello.
Yeah, tell me.
Sir, which version it is supported in own laptop in Java installation? Angular?
Java installation.
No. Angular installation.
Yeah, which version? OS, Windows 7 onwards it supports.
My version is Windows 10. My laptop. Newly
And then
version.
no worries. No version. No worries about that version.
Okay. When did I provide to the links of that one? It is I will download it.
Yeah, let me explain first of all how to download. Then you will get the idea. Then you can download easily.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay.
Sir,
So
this is the last question only, sir. Last
yeah, ask
question
me. I
only.
have another session immediately. Please ask me fast. You
Okay,
have any
fine.
queries, you can
So,
mail to me. Yeah, you asked me, man. You asked me.
so yeah. Sir, this is Angular is there. There is a React JS also there. So if anybody is learning Angular, so again he has to learn the React also. Is it necessary? Because in that perspective, just I am asking. That is one is.
For example, in migration point of view, okay, so it is very simple if you know one technology, not only Angular, if you know React for migration Angular, so it is very easy to you. If you know Angular, then you want to migrate to React, then it is very easy. Is it clear? Because concepts are very similar, only programming aspects are changing here, that's all.
Okay.
Yes, fine.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Okay, thank you all of you. Take care. Bye. See you next class.
Yeah,
Thank you, sir.
bye.